Hello guys, this is John to another Beyblade unboxing. This time we have SamuraiSteel. This is the Takara Tomy version of SamuraiSteel. Just came out pretty recently, so yeah, here it is. Let's go ahead and open it up. So first up here, we of course have the instructions and whatnot, so I always just kind of use these to focus my camera, honestly, but there we go. Getting into the actual bay now. We have gear flat, so here it is, kind of a nice lime green. Of course, is a flat that kind of gets the extreme line a little bit easier, has the extra burst resistance. Also, this part is a clear white, which is pretty cool. So there's that. Ratchet is 570, also kind of a clear white, and then the purple on the outside. Pairs well with the blade, so pretty nice, and we've just kind of seen this before, so nothing too crazy. And here is the blade still in the bubble wrap. Let's go ahead and check this out. I have been very curious because it has white paint, which is interesting, but alright, here it is. So there's SamuraiSteel. I like the really kind of bright green here. Purple gear chip is nice, but yeah, the white paint I'm a little unsure on, so I'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah. Here is the blade though. Still looks pretty cool overall, but yeah, anyway. Let's go and do the part weights now. So, let's go ahead and start with the bit, which is 2.3, ratchet, 6.7, and the blade is 31.5, something too crazy. Comparing it to the original, it is actually a bit heavier, so I guess that's nice. And then the full combo will weigh in at 40.5, so yeah, fairly light, but that is fine, I guess. So putting the bay together now, yeah, I should probably fix this, but let's go ahead and check this out. I'm curious to see how the color scheme kind of works together, so alright, here it is. SamuraiSteel 570 gear flat. Interesting. The white, they at least put white here, which at least helps, but yeah, I don't know if I like the white paint here. I generally really like white paint. I like paint in general, but I think white paint looks really cool, but I don't know how I feel about the purple and green. I'm a bit conflicted on this one, to be honest, but here it is, I guess. Doing some comparisons, we have the original SamuraiSteel, which I like the color scheme on the original quite a bit. It might be better than this one, but this one has opaque plastic on the blades, so I kind of like this one more by default, because I really don't like opaque plastic on blades, so yeah. Also, this one thematically makes more sense than this one. Yeah, still nice regardless, I guess. And we also have Samurai Saber, which is kind of the evolution, effectively, to this. This kind of feels like a prototype to Samurai Saber, but you can see, looks pretty interesting. I think gear flat works well as kind of an earlier level. Then, you know, 570 keeps 70 from 270, but also pairs properly with the sides of the, you know, blade, like this does as well, so works pretty well. I guess the color schemes here were kind of like swapped around, which is interesting, but yeah. Overall, though, this bay is very, very weird. I don't really know how I feel about it overall. It's not bad, but I feel like unpainted metal might have actually worked better here. White metal with purple and green, I'm not sure how well that meshes personally. And it's also inaccurate to the original Samurai. Not saying everything has to be fully accurate, but it does just look kinda odd. To give my ratings, aesthetically speaking, I'm probably gonna give this thing a 5 out of 10 because I'm just extremely conflicted on it. I mean, the bay itself, shape-wise, just looks fine. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just okay. There's nothing of note. But yeah, the color scheme, part of me wants to say it's interesting, give it like a 7, but the other part of me wants to say that it doesn't match particularly well, wants to give it like a 3 or 4, but I'm just going with the 5 because I'm just extremely split on this thing. In terms of the conceptual design, though, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I usually try to be fair to the variants, and this one I think is a pretty solid one. SamuraiSteel is, of course, based on Leon Claw, a balance blade, and they use it as an attack blade here. 570 pairs well with the blade, It's also a little bit different than, you know, just using 560 like the uncle had, and thematically also matches up with Samurai Saber, as that also paired with the blades properly, so this should as well. But it does keep the height of that, which is nice. And like I said, Gear Flat works well as kind of a proto-level in my opinion, but also it's an attack bit, so you do get a different way of using a kind of Leon Claude variant. Not just using it for balance, because Hasbro tends to do that a lot, where blades are just used for the same exact thing that they were used for in the original version, which I don't like. With Takara Tomy, they have been doing a better job at making the blades have their own identity, sometimes even just changing the type to make them have a different use, which I think is cool. Shifting from balance to attack isn't like crazy, but I do feel like SamuraiSteel's design lends better to that idea. I know it's light, so it doesn't work well in practice, but close enough. But again, it's at least something new, so I'll give them some credit for that. And that's all I'm going to say about SamuraiSteel. It's a weird bay. It's another variant kind of bay, and I've already covered it technically before. This is just the Takara Tomy version of it, so kind of a shorter video on it, and it's also just very weird. I don't know what else I want to say other than I'm just conflicted on this thing. But yeah, that's all I got, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye.